nation is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
The Secretary General could just say, this is an emergency, a global shock, and it is let's say, a financial shock. And we've got to stop everybody who is disagreeing with the central banks. We all have to stand by the central banks, and we have to do this and this, and he could dictate what happens in each country.
The goals of the banking industry, not just the Federal Reserve System, but the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and the whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID mission planted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chips, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chips digitally. Total control. Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chips. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
The greatest concentration of central banking power in history is really the bid they're aiming at. That's the central bank's goal. And, of course, digital accounts of dissenters and regime critics could be switched off. It'd be very difficult to even purchase necessities. So this is an Orwellian dystopia of total control, the end of any freedoms. That's really what central banks are aiming at. Several central banks have, like the Bank of England, already prepared their micro-vision implant RFID to be implanted under your skin.
This is the time when this network of interbreeding bloodlines wants to bring in its global fascist structure of a world government to which nation states would be administrative units, of a world central bank and a world currency, a currency that wouldn't be cash, it would be merely electronic. And underpinning that little lot is designed to be a micro-fish population in which we are micro-fished with our financial details, our medical details, etc., etc.
This is the mark of the beast. This is the mark of the beast.
What would you say if I told you that you could get a universal basic income of €2,000 or pounds a month for free from the government with no strings attached? In a period where people are looking for ways to cope better with the cost of living price increases, would you accept a universal basic income of €2,000 a month in exchange for a microchip in your hand? Well, that's exactly what's about to happen as part of the rollout of the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies, which the WEF founder Klaus Schwab had laid out as a plan in 2016. A report just published by the Bank of International Settlements explains how our new digital money system is about to work. Microchips offer alluring benefits of convenience and mobility.
Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant
aspects to this new world order. A new world economic order in which a computer chip will be injected into our hands or foreheads as a means to track, control, and identify us, and will also be used to make our purchases and scan.
Well, they've already put the program in Los Angeles. In fact, a trilateralist named Mayor Bradley, Uncle Tom Bradley, was responsible for putting this in dogs.
Right.
And your children will be considered like animals.